Joining me now for more reaction is my special guest. She is a member of the Board of Commissioners of the Cape May County Board of Commissioners, and that is in southern New Jersey. She's also the host of Money Talk with Melanie, so we would say that would be Melanie Collette. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So education is one of those areas where it is very emotional. We've made a lot of progress, I think, in this country, in various states and by the states. When Reagan came into office after the Department of Education had just been established, he promised to abolish it, which would have been the perfect time to do so, and he had a Republican House and Senate, I believe, and they didn't do it. And so the beast needs to be fed, and it's been fed, and now it's just a blob.
And it doesn't do what it says it's going to do. If a business were run like the Department of Education, it would have gone out of business. It would have been bankrupted. Because if you look at the statistics about how students in the United States are doing, they are not doing well. Their success in reading and math continues to decline. What are taxpayers getting for their dollars? And I'm going to tell you something else. I did a little bit of research, like what has the Department of Education specifically done as far as initiatives to improve test scores and the like? You know what the answer is? Continue to pour more money in it. Yeah. You would not pour more money into a defunct business, and we shouldn't be doing it with the Department of Education. So I completely agree with the initiative to get rid of the Department of Education, make things more local. And also, the Department of Education has been a bully to local school districts by holding that funding over their heads if you don't install these woke initiatives that they have. Less woke initiatives, more reading, more writing. Get those scores up, and then maybe we can talk about a little more funding.
No, that's exactly a point I wanted to make with you, that there are dear colleague letters during Obama and Biden where they would send to schools basically telling them, if you don't set up kangaroo courts in the Me Too movement that takes away all the rights of boys and young men, then we are going to come after you, basically. And those threats thoroughly changed America in many ways for the worse, because it took away rights that guaranteed in the Constitution. This is what they can do just through a letter. No law required. So think about the power that they have that should be taken away.
The absolute power that they have. Not to mention, I know we're talking about like the product in and of itself, like how good is the product? It's not a very good product. But also the environment in many of these public schools. And it's really due to moving the needle with discipline, moving the needle with academics, the actual environment. I used to tell parents all the time, so the audience knows, I was in education for 24 years before I moved into the political space. And they keep moving the needle, and they also don't have a good, safe environment. You can be anything but Christian. I would remind parents all the time that when you're in public school, you're in the public. And all the things that go on in the public go on at schools, and teachers can't be everywhere. And anything you can imagine. And know this, that because of privacy laws, you really don't know who your child is in school with.
I think and I know we'll move on, I think the proficiency rate for reading for 8th graders is around 30% in this country. That is pathetic, and that alone is a reason to get rid of the Department of Education.
It is, and they also are cooking the books as far as attrition is concerned and letting kids fail out. They don't do that. I don't know how that's not like a violation of some kind of RICO statute. If you're funded based on how many kids you have in a school and you're cooking the books so that they don't fail out, then to me, you're stealing taxpayer money. Just a theory. Maybe a lawyer might want to get on that.
Melanie will be with me until 3 o'clock Eastern when I get out of here, so stick around.